The Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, leader, Julius Malema, has long been a divisive figure in South African politics. Please kindly subscribe, hit on the notification bell so you can be updated in South Africa's latest news. Malema, well known for his vehement speeches and audacious deeds, has always positioned himself as an advocate for the downtrodden. But subsequent examination has shown what many perceive to be incongruous positions in his leadership. Malema recently organized a march against King Mswati III of Swatini, accusing him of concentrating authority and nationalizing land. Although Malema's anti-authoritarian views are in line with this move, it begs issues in light of his vehement advocacy of South Africa's traditional leaders, who also wield significant land resources. Malema's reputation has been further complicated by his vocal support of LGBTQ+ rights, a subject that often encounters opposition in traditional African countries. While this is a respectable attitude, it seems to be at variance with his public support for leaders and governments notorious for their homophobic practices throughout the continent. Another area of conflict is Malema's response to racial tensions. Despite his frequent criticism of white monopoly capital and its purported influence on the South African economy, others contend that his words stir resentment against white South Africans among black South Africans, dividing rather than uniting the country. Finally, controversy has been generated by Malema's support of foreign nationals in South Africa and his calls for African union. He has come under fire for advocating Pan-Africanism while allegedly neglecting the socioeconomic problems that foreigners bring to the community, especially in townships where things are already tight financially. In South African politics, Julius Malema's leadership is still a complicated and often contradictory force, leading many to wonder about the real motivations behind his constantly changing positions. Once again, on Monday night in Orlando, Soweto, EFF leader Julius Malema addressed a group of party grassroots members, emphasizing Floyd Shivambu's departure from the party and his joining of the Umkhonto we Sizwe MK party. A visibly upset Malema revealed specifics of his chat with Shivambu, saying, "I asked, what went wrong? In order for me to avoid having to repeat it with SG Marshal Dlamini, you owe me an explanation." All he stated was that it was a political choice. Although I disagree with the logic, I still appreciate it. Malema went on to say that he realized there was no way to go back on the choice when he met Shivambu after the receipt of his letter of resignation. "It is my duty to inquire as to what occurred on behalf of the EFF members. But I am unable to give you that reason because I was never given one," he said. In response to rumors that Shivambu was leaving, the party called a news conference at its Marshalltown headquarters the previous Thursday. Shivambu made it clear during this briefing that he had no misgivings about the party in light of his decision to discontinue his membership. "I want to be removed from every position I have inside the EFF," he said. "They will understand my decision. I will always value my time here and wish the party and its student command abundant success." Allegations surfaced in a Sunday Times piece recently that suggested Malema was secretly seeking a position as deputy president in a unity government, therefore displacing Shivambu. During his address, Malema denied these allegations, asserting that he had actively supported Veronica Ment's election as deputy speaker or Shivambu's appointment as deputy finance minister. Malema seemed to manage the issue very well in spite of the obvious divide, and he even hinted at a past readiness to change the EFF's constitution to let Shivambu's return. But it seems the proposal has already been dropped. In an effort to consolidate his power, Malema said he would remove any traces of Shivambu's influence from the party. He said unequivocally, "The president's office will now hold all authority previously held by the deputy president. Without delay, the EFF will break all connections to the former deputy president. All people connected to the deputy president, including the Extended Governance Task Unit (GTU), will be dissolved." The GTU oversees EFF governance duties and is made up of leaders from provincial legislatures, local councils, and the National Parliament Whippery. In response to Shivambu's remarks on social media over the weekend that joining the MK party was one of his better choices, Malema said, "The president's office is the only place where the EFF can designate someone to the cabinet. We are taking charge of our organization because we are tired of being betrayed for far too long and from putting our faith in the wrong people. As the modifications take place,